Hi Collective, this is your reading for August 11th, 2025, and I did pull a card from the Black Moon Astrology. Um, this is about like what in the stars, the heavens, and astrology is affecting you at this time. And the card that it actually flew out is the Saturn card. It says Truth, and I'm gonna read the book. It gives a lot of descriptions as to what might be going on at this time for the collective. Because Saturn is all about restriction, and I feel like a lot of us are feeling very restricted at this time. So it says, expect doors to. Oh, shoot, sorry. I was reading the wrong one. That's the Jupiter. It says, the Saturn card says it may feel bad now, but is going to be resolved. Like, I feel like there might be some restriction that a lot of you are feeling. Saturn is the planet of the Reaper, the Lord of Karma, and the rainbow planet represents what is tangible and solid in our lives. This is our everyday. This is time. This is Chronos. Chronos means time. This is about aging, but Saturn is not exactly cruelty. It simply points out what is true and cuts away what is delusional and no longer useful. Yeah. It gets down to like the nitty gritty. When the Saturn card presents itself, know that you're being challenged. It's time to make it or break it. Life may seem harsh and restrictive. You're facing an enemy who may be yourself. Yeah. It might be you who might be holding you back. Saturn shows us that at times it is in our better interest not to have those things we want, and that if we were to have them, they could lead us to our destruction. You might want to think about what it is that you're focusing on right now that you want, but it really is not going to be good for you in your future. It is a time of sorrow and hopelessness. Realize it's all about diligence, sticking to what you believe in, and adhering to your goals. Yeah, this is a time to don't back down, keep pushing forward. This is a period in your life that emphasizes toughness and work. It's all about not giving up and following through. Saturn also deals with power and control, often meaning law enforcement and the military. You may have encounters with the law enforcement at this time. Do watch for that possibility, although the encounter may not necessarily be a negative one. If it is, though, you will need to play by the rules and do what is thought correct or expected. We are talking about convention here. Any rallying against authority or tradition will not serve you well at this time. So yes, be super, super careful at this time. If you get pulled over, or I don't know why ice just keeps popping up, be just so ever so careful. There's a lot of stuff going on right now as far as authority and military stuff. Okay. On the more positive side, you may meet a fatherly type who will help you advance with your goals. Saturn can also herald the appearance of a sage or a teacher. This will be no small thing and can indicate a mentor arriving just when you're in the most need. Dealing with the age may be an issue now or in the near future. You might be dealing with an older parent. Problems with bones, joints, or skeletal structures could crop up. Dental complications are a possibility. Feeling your age, no matter what your biological age is, will seem pressing and even worrying. Why haven't I not accomplished more at this age? Have I wasted my time? Did I allow important affairs to slip by me while concentrating on non-essential matters? Many lessons are being learned and problems conquered, and currently or in the near future. The gift of Saturn is keeping you on your path, helping you face parts of your life you may dread, but you simply must fulfill. There are your contracts towards more solid achievements and a better life. Circumstances may be harsh for a while, but believe your sacrifices to be worth it. It is a good time to be diligent and not rush into anything. Whatever you are asking about is likely to take considerable time and not come about too quickly. Okay, so in astrology, Saturn, God, it takes a lot of time. So I have Saturn in my 10th house. That is my career house. And oh my God, in order for me to even achieve, I have to put in the work and the effort. sometimes I'm just like, especially with this YouTube channel, I started it years ago, and I would dabble, and I was full bore, and then I dabbled, and then I stopped, and now I'm getting back into it. Well, where would I be if I would have just kept persevering? Think about that. Where would you be if you would have kept persevering with something that you regretted stop not doing? And don't forget, it's never too late to do that thing. That is what Saturn is telling you here. So I do have these shadow work cards. Like, what, let's see, what is it that, the collective needs to work on as far as like their shadow work in order for them to kind of like work past this restrictive Saturn energy. Okay, give me some. What does the collective need to focus on to work past this restrictive Saturn energy? What does the collective? We got inner cosmos. To embrace the light, first acknowledge the dark. Trauma, seeing and going deeper. Acknowledging your traumas. Healing, maybe getting counseling, getting an energy healing. I do energy healings. I can do them distance, $30. You will feel amazing. I do readings. That's another thing to help you heal. But if you want to go see a psychiatrist, psychologist, a counselor, even if you like immediately need to go to the hospital and get help because your mental is that bad, I highly suggest it. Wounded healer. The wound is a place where light enters you. Empathy, healing, and purpose. It just hit me. If you're into astrology, look up your Chiron. What is your Chiron and what house is it in? If you know your houses. AstroDS is a really, really good website to find your birth chart. So I can tell you right now about my Chiron. My Chiron is in my 7th house. That is our love house, man. And I get hurt there a lot, but it's also in Taurus. And, Taurus is all about grounding, being grounded and structure and things like that. And I need like somebody who is really grounded to make me feel safe. But the thing is, in the end, I have to make myself feel safe, whoever I'm with. So you have to think about that. Where are you hurt all the time? Where do you get lit up? That's your key. That's the answer to your problem. What happens? What situations light you up? And think about that and write that down. Honestly, write it down. Like, I need to get into this journaling thing. I know everybody's like, journal. And I know I need to journal. But I still, I have done so much energy work and so much meditation and so many readings on people. And I've worked so much energy. But man, I still get lit up. If you can, just write it down. And maybe you can even get a reading from someone. If it's not me, even talk to a counselor about it. All right, I digress. What does the collective need to focus on as far as their shadow work? Okay. We got light the darkness. Darkness cannot dispel darkness. Only light can. This is love, clarity, awareness. Working on your awareness is really important. Sorry, my coffee cup just hit the microphone if you just heard something weird. Okay, you also have emotional release. Letting go creates space for new beginnings. Catharsis, purification. Yeah. Man, I don't even know. Look at this person. This person's like screaming into the oblivion. I mean, if you got to go out in the woods and freaking scream, do it. Let it go. Feel it. Oh my God. So this is really hard. So sometimes you can't release it until you feel it. That's the worst. That is the worst. Nobody wants to feel pain. And find wholeness. Bring together fragments that complete you. I feel like at some point in your life you got fragmented from trauma, and it really created a lot of like wounds. Like I said, with this card, the Wounded Healer, like I feel like also too, you're a person who can like heal other people. So you might be a healer too. I feel like you're a person who can heal other people of the same wounds that you have, but you can't heal yourself. I think you might need to go to somebody else who can kind of help you find your wholeness again. Oh God, that makes me freaking feel sad. Yeah, like I'm really good at relationship stuff for other people. I'm not good at it for myself. That's the Sun of Masters. What message, what advice do you have for the collective? Find the blessing in your current situation. You got work your magic and trust. Just trust in yourself, trust in the process. Work your magic. Saint Germain. Why do I feel like I just want to find this one and read it for you? Work your magic. Sorry, give me just a second. Trying to remember. Okay. You have the power to resolve the situation you're inquiring about. This card signifies your untapped magical abilities, which you've used successfully in the past. Pull these abilities out of storage and use them to work your magic now. Your clear and focused intentions, positive expectations, prayers, decrees, and action steps all create the healings and manifestations you're requiring. Decide clearly what you will and will not accept in this situation, as your clarity will bring immediate results. Have steady faith in a positive outcome, steady alchemy, and manifestation principles. Yeah. Those are some good ones. Another thing too, learn how to transmute energy. That's something I learned. I mean, I did like 7 years of learning and doing transmuting negative energy. So when a bad situation happens to me, I can transmute it very, 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 very fast. I don't stay in my victim mode. I don't stay sad for a really, really long time. It's not that I don't feel it, but I transmute that energy so it doesn't affect me for a really long time. Soul's journey, and that's definitely something I want to come up with. I want to have I want to teach you guys how to transmute. That would be an interesting class. Adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. Yeah, because remember, we're dealing with Saturn, and Saturn is telling you, yeah, it's really hard right now, you're having a challenge, but you're going to learn. There's going to be lessons that you're going to learn here in balance. I bring this state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. Yeah, don't judge yourself, don't judge others, because it'll help bring balance back into your life. Forgiveness. Okay. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Here's the thing about that. Forgiveness isn't for the other person, it's for yourself. If you can forgive them for what they did to you, that puts the power back in your hands. It gets you out of like a victim mentality and puts the power back into... I hate saying victim mentality because you can be a victim, especially if something happened to you when you were a child and it was beyond your control. But the healing has to start with you. The only way to do that is to start working on that forgiveness. I'm not saying you have to forgive them. Maybe even just work on forgiving yourself for allowing yourself to continue to be a victim of another and the actions they did against you. As that was them. The karma's on them. It's not on you. In the end of the day. During judgment time, in the end of the, like, say the world ended now and we all had judgment, the judgment would be on them and wouldn't be on you. So work on like letting that go in order for you to kind of like move on. Then there's love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Okay, I don't know. I'm not seeing anything else from here. I'm going to pull the Power of Surrender cards. What is it that the collective needs to surrender? What does the collective need to surrender? What messages do we have for the collective as far as surrendering? What does the collective? Surrender defensiveness. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate is a more empowering way. Stay centered and hear someone out, then offer a clear, non-defensive response. Yeah. Surrender your fear of intimacy. You're ready to let love in compassionately. Identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. Yeah, you have love here and you have this fear of intimacy. Yeah, I feel like the way you've kept people away from you is by being defensive. And Saturn is here to help you with that. Help you kind of clear out what no longer serves you and keeps you from moving on. Surrender your ego. Cultivate gratitude. Be of service to others and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. And surrender to success. You're ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. All right, and I'm going to pull Wisdom of the Oracle, and then that will be the end of the reading. I'm going to ask, what are the next steps for the collective regarding the Saturn energy that they're dealing with? What are their next steps to get out of this energy that the collective is in, this restrictive, poised, being ready, being at your best? You do have fidelity. Like, I feel like some of you do have someone in your life or somebody who is coming in who's going to be loyal to you. You're going to find a partnership. What other messages do we have for the collective? Your higher power. Listening to your higher power. Committing to a partnership with spirit. Be willing to listen. Be willing to be guided. Seeing source energy in all things. Source energy is love. And if you can see that in all things, like, oh my God, could you imagine what your life would be like? This is making things happen. This is conscious contact with a higher power. I feel like you're getting downloads. You're being asked to listen. We got the mending card, healing after. This is forgiveness. You got forgiveness twice. There's going to be some forgiveness here. Oh my God. Again, soulmates, harmonious partnership, a relationship partnering, fostering personal growth. You have a decision. You have a fork in the road, man. Okay, this is saying consider the consequences. Yeah, Saturn at this time is saying, look, make the right decision, because otherwise there are consequences. So remember, Saturn is fate, is karma. And it's saying own up to an obligation. What other messages do we have for the collective? Dude, it's this. If this is not a Saturn card, I don't know what it is. This is all about building a strong foundation. What are your values? What are your ethics, your moral? What is your core beliefs? When you figure out what those are, stick with those, because that's what's going to help you bring in the people in your life who are the most like you and have these same beliefs. But right now, for you, focus on this strong foundation for yourself, and you're going to bring in people just like you with these same kind of strong foundations. You also got to the sea, returning to source, being in the flow, letting things happen too. That's another thing. Sometimes you have to know when to kind of like stop the fight, stop pushing. Even though Saturn says keep working towards it, you have to listen to your intuition, listen to your gut. What are you being told? Are you being told just to let it go, or are you being told to flow with it? All right, I'm not getting any more information. I hope this helped you. You have a good rest of your day.